G'day, welcome to Sumo's Projects and welcome to Meet the Maker and Shop Tour of Chris from the fame of Built by Chris on YouTube. So let's get in there, meet Chris, see what he's all about and have a look at his shop and have a bit of a tour around. G'day Chris, how you going mate?
Good Dirk, and how are you?
Oh, very well, very well. Thank you very much for letting us in and having a bit of a talk to you and giving us a shop tour today.
My pleasure.
Awesome. Let's go in and have a look, eh?
Come on in.
So guys, this is the first of a series of videos that I'm going to be presenting to you, and it will include meeting the maker, such as today, Chris from Built by Chris, and also including a shop tour of the maker's premises. And it's not solely going to be woodworkers, it may be fabricators, people who do all types of DIY type activities in their sheds or out under their carports or wherever it may be. But the whole point of it is to highlight to you the amount of creative people that are about, and it's always nice to have a look at their shops as well. So I thank you very much today, Chris, for being on Sumo's Projects, and you're in the hot seat and you're going to have a bit of a grilling, but a good grilling. There's no $1 million prize at the end of it, but never mind. We all do this for the fun of it.
Yes.
So, first question, Chris. I'd like to ask you, what got the ball rolling as far as you being a hobbyist and wanting to work with your hands and being creative? So, if you could tell us how that started.
I think where it all began, I remember many years ago, my grandfather came to visit from the old country, from Poland. And I remember, even as a 7 or 8 year old kid, my grandfather being in my dad's garage all the time, making a lot of stuff out of timber and that sort of thing. And it sort of, I don't know, I think it sort of flowed on from there.
Yeah.
And then the older I got, the more I wanted to get involved in woodworking, just making stuff in general. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's where it was. I think my grandfather planted the seed.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's a really good place to start. So it's in the history of the family, the people have made stuff in the past and handed on some of the thoughts and ideas, and they've rubbed off on you. And you know, I think a lot of people have started out that way within being creative and making stuff with their hands. So that's a good stuff. Good start.
This is my 3 horsepower 10-inch Sherwood table saw. I bought it almost a year ago now, and it's a little ripper of a table saw. It does everything I need it to do with the 3 horsepower. It'll cut through anything. I've just recently added the new Diablo blade to it on recommendation from Dirk from Sumo's Projects, and I've got to tell you, it's almost turned it into a brand new table saw. It's unbelievable. The only other modification or upgrade that I'm going to do to this table saw is I'm going to take away this fence system and put in an Incra LS fence system for it. It's going to be more accurate. I'm just waiting for it to be delivered. But once I get it, it's going on here.
So, very nice table saw, Chris. If I had known about Timbercon earlier in the piece, I probably would have purchased one myself, because they put out a really good range of table saws, and the attachments you can get are wonderful. I suppose one of the things I wanted to know for a while now is what style of woodworking have you mainly done, and the type of projects you've done, and what are you looking to do in the future as far as expanding on your skill set and all that type of...
Okay, good question, Dirk. In regards to what type of woodworking I do, I don't really do any one style of woodworking. I've made cabinets, I've made entertainment units, I've made a whole range of different things, and that's purely from people that have just asked me to do stuff.
Yep.
In regards to where I want to head with it, I still want to continue to do different things. I think variety is the spice of life, but I want to move away from like panel type stuff like plywoods and melamines. I want to move into the hardwoods, you know, like your oaks and that sort of timber, and you know, just develop more skills like dovetailing, that sort of thing. Yep. That's what I want. That's where I sort of want to head.
That's great, and I suppose a lot of woodworkers, they aspire to move to that next level of you know, competent woodworking.
Well, you're always learning.
Yeah, always. And it's a very broad spectrum of skills that you can acquire doing woodworking, and you never stop learning, do you?
Nope.
No.
I know I don't.
No, me neither. Beautiful.
Room under my miter saw station that I could put my thicknesser under, so it fits perfectly under there. But in regards to making the miter saw station, because I have such a small workshop, I need to put everything on wheels, and this thing here is a really great saw, but it's heavy, and I'm not a spring chicken anymore, and I need something that I can just wheel it around with. And this works a treat for me. I can fold the wings up on it, and it doesn't take up much room at all. Okay, this is my mobile dust extraction system. I bought the dust extractor, and it used to get clogged up. The filters in here used to get clogged up something fierce. So I invested in one of these cyclone units and a small 22-gallon drum. And now it bypasses all of that and goes straight into here, no loss of suction power, and it's unbelievable. I only have to empty this bin every 3 or 4 months. But it works the treat, and all I do is just plug it into whatever tool I need it for, and it's mobile and it works the treat. Over in this corner of the workshop is where I store all my toolboxes and tool cases for all my various tools. I've got my nail gun set up in the corner, my track saw, my Festool domino, and all my other tools. It just keeps them out of the way, off the ground, and if I need them, they're easy to get to.
So Chris, it looks like to me, for a 2-car garage, small shop setup, your organisation is excellent, and you can just see, because you've got the ability to be able to walk around your workshop still without tripping over things, and you know that's a fantastic thing to be able to do in the space you have. So the next question is for you as a maker. What's probably your favourite project that you've ever made which has had the wow factor, and someone's come back to you and said, mate, that is the absolute bee's knees, I love it, and you know, just you got the credit due?
Well, the one project that sticks in my mind is an entertainment unit that I made for a customer. It was made out of spotted gum, and it turned out really well. I was very happy with it, and a lot of people have commented on just the way it's been put together and how nice it looks. And I also made an accompanying computer desk. Yep. That went with that same out of the spotted gum.
And that sort of links a little bit back to you saying in the future you like to experiment or work with a lot more hardwoods, and because you like the the natural look of that.
Well, that's it. I mean, but I think that project there sort of sent me on that journey to explore not only working in plywood and melamine, but to explore working in hardwoods.
Excellent.
Over in this corner is where I store all my clamps. Now, I've said this once before, you can never have enough clamps. I'm giving that a red hot nudge, I reckon. I've got a few clamps now, and I don't know if you saw my recent video on my new K-bodies. And now I've got a home for them, and this is where I store them all.
So that's a fantastic example of a shop project. I have seen the video, and Chris has really done a good job there. He hasn't overcomplicated it, and shop projects are great to do, as we all know. Chris, just while we all aspire to have a nice collection of machines and or power tools, if you were just starting out again and you had a little bit of the knowledge you have today, what would you perhaps go for if your budget wasn't up to buying what you have now, as far as starting woodworking?
Starting woodworking, first and foremost, you need a couple of drills, a good couple of drills. Maybe just a combo kit, like a drill and an impact driver. Yeah. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it. A good circular saw with a good blade in it, and I'll go the Diablo ones all the time now. Because you can make your own jigs to cut straight. I mean, I've got a track saw now, but before I bought my track saw, I had a length of timber that I made my own track with, and that cut fine. That was fine. So just a good some hand tools, maybe some chisels, a plane maybe.
Yeah.
Just little tools like that. You always got to start somewhere, and I think that's a good start, just to get a few of those tools. But the one recommendation I will make, if you're going to buy cordless tools, make them all the same.
Yeah.
Because then your batteries are all interchangeable, and you don't have to worry about, you know, this battery won't fit to this tool or this battery won't fit here. That's the only recommendation I'd make. That's
great advice, and when we think about it too, Craig have been one of those companies who sort of revolutionised the type of tools and jigs that they make, which allow the average person to get started in construction and woodwork, and the type of work you can produce using that is absolutely magnificent. You know, it's not until you become your skill set gets a little bit higher and you want to challenge yourself, you can go into different aspects of woodworking, but the correct stuff, as you know.
At the same token, Duke, I think of myself as a slightly better than average woodworker now, and I have all the Krieg gear.
Yeah.
I use them all, they're fantastic.
Yeah. So another question is, what sort of skills you as a woodworker, what would you like to expand on, or perhaps take on a new challenge and you know, become competent in doing that?
That's a really good question, Dirk. The one I watch a lot of YouTube,
yeah.
And a lot of the master craftsmen there, they do their dovetails and all that, and that's one road I would love to get down is to learn how to make a proper dovetail or a proper mortise and tenon joint. You know, because I use my Festool Domino, and that makes life easy. It's just quick and easy and it's done. Yeah, but sometimes you want to sink your teeth into a great project and you want to make sure everything is hand done.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd love to be able to go down that road.
Yeah. So a very last question. It's a good one to ask anyone because everyone's going to have a nice answer for this one. Chris, if money was not a limitation and a space was infinite, what would be your dream workshop, and what would you possibly have in that workshop that would just make your life a little bit easier than it is today?
Okay, money's no object.
Yep.
The only thing I will say is check out April Wilkinson's workshop build.
Oh, yes.
And have a look at her workshop. That would be heaven for me. That would be just where I want it to be. Then I wouldn't have to worry about buying a small jointer. You know, I could buy a massive jointer, I could buy a big drum sander. I wouldn't have to worry about space. So that would be my dream workshop.
That's a pretty definitive type of answer, and something I'd probably say as well, because there's a bit of jealousy when you see April's workshop, but good on her for having that great setup.
For sure.
and any type of machine that you go, oh, just that one, or perhaps just those few, that'll make my whole day so easy to do the projects I want to do.
Well, look, I'm lucky in the respect that the tools that I do have are really good tools. They do everything I need to do. I don't think if I have, for example, my table saw, it's a 10-inch contractor saw. I don't think I'll make better stuff with a $5,000 saw stop.
No.
I think, you know, it's the same. So the tools that I've got are fine, that I've got. But again, if money was no object, I'd go crazy, you know, and then just buy out every total tool store or timbercon store there is.
So there you go. Not only does Chris want April Wilkinson's workshop, but all the tools that come in her workshop. And that's probably, you might have to move to Texas for that one, mate. But
is it hot there?
It's hot everywhere in Texas.
Oh, then forget it. I'll stay here.
All right, stay here. So thank you very much to Chris from Built by Chris. Where can you be found on social media? We know you have a YouTube channel, Built by Chris. Where else, mate?
You can find me on Facebook. I also started using Instagram now.
Yep.
And I'm going to look at all the other, like Twitter and Reddit, all those others. I'm going to start looking at those and getting into that side of it as well.
Fantastic. All right, mate. I thank you kindly for being the first of the Meet the Maker and shop tour. It's been a privilege to come down here to Melbourne, and I'm blown away by your workspace and your workshop setup. And thank you very much. And if this is the first time to Sumo's projects, please go ahead and hit the like button, maybe subscribe, and share these types of videos with people who might be interested. So until the next time, happy woodworking, get out there, make stuff, and we'll catch you later. Hooroo.
Now give me my check and get out.
Yeah.